Welcome to this edition of Along the Rock, brought to you by the Radar Free Press. I'm your host, Nathan Starr, and with me today I have Liz Estelo with the My Gear Outreach. And thank you for coming up and meeting with us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, so for those who don't know what My Gear Outreach is, can you kind of give us a little bit of a background story of what it is and how it affects children going into the foster care program?
Absolutely. My Gear Outreach's purpose and mission is that no child enters foster, adoptive, or kinship care with their belongings in a black garbage bag or no belongings at all. So every child that goes into care gets a new 30-inch wheel duffel bag with a new pillow and blanket and pillowcase, all their toiletries, crayons and coloring books, and tons of toys, age-appropriate toys, and then they get underwear and socks and pajamas, a nightlight and water bottle. We are a Christian nonprofit, so an age-appropriate Bible, but it's some comfort and basic essential items for kiddos going into care, so they have everything they need, and then also the foster parents have everything they need for that first 48, 72 hours that they're not having to run out to Walmart or Dollar General or anywhere, that they can just get to know that child, and the child can get to know them.
Oh, wow. So now you started this program, so what was your motivation for it and why did you feel it was so important?
So I've been a social worker for years. I needed a little break, and I still wanted to stay connected, especially to the kids. I love kids. Scrolling through Facebook at 2 o'clock in the morning, this town in Olathe, Kansas, their senior class had done these care packages for all the foster kids in their community. And I'm like, wow, we do not do anything for our kids that are going into foster care. So I kind of came up with this little idea of I wanted to be more of an ongoing thing, not just a one-time deal, and literally started in Clinton County. We just celebrated our 10th year, and we are in 9 counties. We serve eastern Iowa and western Illinois.
Wow, that's amazing. So you talked about how far you're reaching out to now compared to when you started. What are the age ranges that you make these care packages for?
We cover infant, literally days out of the hospital. So those bags will have the diapers and formula and bottles, pacifiers, you name it, anything, baby monitors, all those things. And then we go all the way up to the age of 18 or 19, depending on some of those kiddos that maybe have been held back a little bit in school because of being displaced and stuff like that. So, as long as a kid, as long as HHS or DHS is involved, we will make sure that the kids get bags and get what they need.
Yeah. Now, I know before we started taping, we were talking quite a bit about what you're doing here. And because it's a foster care system, and so there's a lot of confidentiality on that. So you were telling about how that you take these to different locations, and you said like DCFS,
yeah.
And then a couple other places. But so you don't have direct contact with the families or the children that they're getting these bags, but you do occasionally get some feedback on
absolutely.
from people.
Again, it is confidential. I don't know what child's going to be removed, the age, the gender, those, just, it's a surprise. And we'll go through a bunch of babies, and then we'll go through a bunch of teenagers. It however the system works. But again, the social workers, DCFS or HHS, whoever removes the kids, takes the bags with them. But I hear from the foster parents that, because my card information's in there, I want them to reach out. There's always turnover with the agencies, and new workers sometimes forget the bags, and I want the foster families to know that they can reach out to me. And then, I do hear from foster parents of how much it helped. Thank you so much for all the new toys. It really gave so-and-so 20 minutes of just unwinding and not having to think about it. One story that I hear often I don't think about is our teenage girls have a very, very hard, if you got teenagers at all, how hard girls are and how they shut down, and how I've heard from foster moms telling me it took them 3 days, but in 3 days they were able to open up the bag, and it gave us an hour to 2 hours of actually just talking as I walked foster daughter around the house and let her know where her toothbrush is going to be, where her shampoo can be, where her underwear and stuff can go. And I never thought about that aspect when I started this, but it's just a time that, they can decompress and be like, okay, I'm ready to talk to you, and I'm ready to go. Some other celebration stories is I know at least 2 of our bags have followed kiddos that actually went on to Kirkwood College. And I was notified by the foster family. I actually went to one party and I was notified by the other one that they actually took their bags to college with them, which is awesome. But foster families reach out to me all the time like, hey, thank you for this bag, but hey, we still need diapers. Can you help us out with pull-ups or something like that? So we really try to help as much as we can. Foster parents get a stipend, but it doesn't cover extras, it doesn't cover a lot. So we just really try to fill in those gaps. So, we'll buy baby gates and beds and cribs and mattresses and bedding. We really try to fill in those gaps so that kids get what they need and then also financially helps the foster parents.
So we've got a lot of stuff here displayed out with one of the bags you have here. Can you kind of give us some of the what you feel is kind of the important things that that you throw into these bags to give to these children so that they can feel comfortable when they go
absolutely.
into
And everything we have is brand new. We never utilize used donations for these kids. A lot of placements happen, emergency placements. A lot of times kids are taken during school, middle of the night. They don't get to take much, if anything, with them. So they're scared, they're sad, they're going through a lot, and we want to make sure they have nice stuff. And like I said, so they all get a new pillow. We've been very blessed that we've got a lot of ladies that like to sew and donate our pillowcases and then make them fun and awesome. And the same thing with our blankets.
I was going to say the blanket, I can tell
we've got a
is
lot
something was
of
cared to.
quilters, a lot of Girl Scout clubs, 4-H clubs that will make blankets for us, and we love them. They all get that. They all get their toiletries. Everything is full size because the average stay in foster care is 6 months to a year. So, we toothbrushes and brushes and shampoos and all that stuff, and they're all be packed per age and gender. So we'll do, girls get the bubble bath and the older stuff, and, the boys will get boy stuff that will smell like boys. And then they always get crayons and coloring books and journals and pens and that kind of thing. A lot of our kids that go into foster care will be started in therapy, and drawing and writing and journaling is a big part of therapy, so we want to make sure they have those things. They always get new underwear, socks, and pajamas. We can throw in extra clothes if we know for sure, foster family really doesn't have the size, or they literally came with nothing. Right now it's coming into winter, so we do a lot of boots and snow pants and winter coats and stuff to help foster families with that. We always get a water bottle. There's always a nightlight. I think that's very important. These kiddos are sleeping in rooms they've never been in before, and just having a little light to help them, navigate so they can go to the bathroom or whatnot in the middle of the night. Like I said, tons of toys, and these are always age appropriate too. From our infants, and then our older kids will get like wireless speakers, wireless headphones, drones, footballs, basketballs. Those, we try to really Legos. We really try to hit those things, card games, that kind of thing. They all get water bottles, and they all get squishies because everybody needs something to sleep with and snuggle with at night. So we really try to, we do ethnic essential bags or toiletries especially for our African-American girls that need the special hair care and stuff. My youngest is adopted, and she's part Black, Hispanic, and white, and the amount of money I spend on our hair care products is crazy. And a lot of foster families are white, and they don't know how to do that, so they can reach out to me, but we make sure that they have those kind of things. And again, our babies' bags will have all the baby essentials. We get a lot of babies straight out of the hospital, so swaddling blankets and Desitin and all that kind of stuff.
So you talked about like pajamas, socks, underwear, coats, things like that. What happens if there's a child that the sizes aren't quite right? How do you do
Well,
that?
I say most of our bags are pre-packed and put at DCFS or HHS because, again, we're in 9 counties. I work a full-time job. There's no way I could be in that many counties at once. And so we always put the underwear and pajamas right on top, and the caseworker can pull those, and then I will just order from Walmart and have it delivered straight to the foster parent's home. Because kiddos, there's not a standard size for a 5-year-old. They can be really teeny tiny, or they can be a little chubbier. So we want to make sure, especially teenagers, a 13-year-old boy.
Oh, you might have one that's
I was gonna
almost
say,
6 foot tall.
My nephew's 15 and I think 6'1" right now, and he's got friends that are at least a foot and a half shorter than he is. So like I said, they can just pull those right away, and I will just order anything. Thank goodness for Walmart and Amazon that will deliver almost anywhere, and I will make sure that the right size gets to the child.
All right. So how exactly is everything funded? I know we talked a little bit about that you kind of get some funding from counties and things like that, but do you do fundraisers and things like that line to try to to bring in money or donations?
Yeah, we'll get money any way we can. Beggars can't be choosers.
Right.
We do some grant writing and get some grants. We definitely get personal donations. We have a lot of people that will fund us. If you follow us on Facebook, I always kind of say, hey, we're running low on this. Here's our Amazon wish list. Here's Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, send us money that way. Businesses can support us. Churches can support us, and you can invite us anywhere. I'll come and talk to anybody and let them know about foster care and let them know about the need, because the need is great. We've done over 1,000 bags, and it's just they average. When I started 10 years ago, it was about $75. We're about $225 to $300 a bag now. That's how much inflation has really hit. But we do a lot of churches, a lot of Girl Scouts will do like it's October, they'll do Socktober drives for us to donate socks. You can just do the toiletry drive, you can do a pajama drive. We're hitting into winter, so we need lots of winter pajamas, so you can do a winter pajama drive for us. We just, like I said, we ask for things to be full size and new, but if you want to do a toy drive for us, you can do just, we do activity drives for us that will just do crayons and markers and that type of thing for us. But we'll take money any way we can get it. But we do partner with some restaurants that will do fundraisers with us. We've got a fundraiser coming up down in Davenport at Malibu Jack's. Is like a fun. I don't even know. It's kind of like a. It's just I don't know what to say. There's miniature golf there, and they've got video
like
games.
Entertainment center.
Yeah, like that. And they're going to do for every ticket that's bought. It's going to be November 7th, and any ticket that's bought $5 comes back to My Gear. We Pizza Ranches will do a night. They do community nights, and we'll sign up for those, and then 10% comes to us. We just really try to partner with anybody that can help us out, because things are expensive, and we know that your dollars are very important to you, and we want you to know that all your dollars that you donate to us go straight back into your community. We sponsor 9 counties, however, every county supports itself. So when you donate to, if you're in Whiteside County, you donate to Whiteside County, your money goes to kiddos that are in your county that, attend your schools and your neighborhoods, and all your money stays local.
Oh, yeah. So if someone was interested in donating, whether it's monetary or items, what is the best way to reach you? I know you talked about a Facebook page.
Yeah, we do have a website. We do have a website. It's www.mygearoutreach.org is our website. But you absolutely find us My Gear Outreach on Facebook. You can send us messages that way. Our PayPal, Venmo, Cash App's on there. You can reach out to me if you've got a group that wants to support us, and we'll figure out donations of I can pick up or you can drop off. We're at you can send checks to us. Everything made out to My Gear Outreach, and like I said, your dollars stay local. It goes right back into your community. We average between about $50,000 a year that we put back into the communities.
Oh, wow.
The need is great. And again, we're not buying frivolous things, we're buying necessities. We're just buying things that, every family needs every day, and these kids deserve to know that they've got a community that supports them, loves them, and that can just help them out when they need it.
Do you have any idea how many kids that your bags get out to on average?
Well, it's really, yeah. I
know it's going to be hard to figure out.
It is, well, because we've grown every year. Like this year, like I said, on average, I would say for this year, it's increased. We broke a record during the summer. We did 19 bags in 1 week, so that was pretty.
Wow.
So we're on the edge. I would say we will do at least 200 this year, which is it's just sad. It's just really sad that 200 kids are displaced. And our Bear County, Scott County does way more placements than let's say Whiteside County or Carroll County, those type things, but. I would say we're going to do probably at least 200 this year, which is going to be our biggest year, just because the kids, and you just take that, it's $300 a bag, and then you throw on extras. I'm going to go shopping after this right now, because I've got a family that needs pull-ups and some winter clothes and a porta pot or a toilet little potty, because we're doing some potty training. Yeah. So there's always just those extra needs that come along. So that monetary donations are just so lovely. So we don't have to say no. Like, no, I can't buy you a little potty because we don't have the money for it. But yeah, we're going to help you out with that.
Yes, it really shows how important the funding and the donations that are for your organization.
It is.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
because like I said, and you never know, and again, the 9 counties we cover, if one of our kiddos goes to an outlying county, not any county in Illinois or Iowa has enough foster homes. So a lot of times when kids are removed, if they can't find a local foster home, then they're sent a couple hours away in that state. And then I'm notified that that child kind of went there. And so if the caseworker didn't get to take a bag with them, I will order everything that's in a bag to make sure that that foster home in a different county gets everything they need. So we really try to that kid came from our county, so we're going to support that kid.
Oh, wow. So I know, again, when we were talking earlier, so the bags are not the only thing that you deal with or do. I mean, you help with getting these bags for those first time nights in the foster care. But you talked about other things and other events that you also
we just keep expanding our services. So yeah, we also do adoption celebration bags. The sole goal of foster care is reunification. We want birth families to get healthy. The kiddos want to go home, and that is the goal. But sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes birth family, for whatever reason, can't get healthy, and then those kiddos go up for adoption. And we want to celebrate that. If kiddo finds that they're forever family, we want to celebrate that. So we do celebration bags for that. Foster families can also reach out during birthday times, and we will make sure that birthday gifts get sent to the foster child. We help with winter items, like right now on our Iowa side, we're doing a snow pant drive, and it is something if I get the, I hear a lot from the caseworkers about what, that's something that Illinois could have also is, again, there's a lot of agencies that help with boots and coats, but nobody helps with snow pants, and kiddos can't play in the playground unless they have boots, snow pants, and coats. So we really try to fill in those gaps. We also do partner with CPPC for apartment in a suitcase, and that is helping those kiddos when they age out and get their first apartment to either, a lot of times it's beds I'll be buying. That's what is on their wish list, is a brand new bed. I am partnering with a contractor. He does construction over in Clinton. And he's going to start making our beds for us for my gear, because I was buying so many beds, frames, and stuff that he's going to start building them so that it's no cost for us, which is wonderful. Nice. And then we'll just start delivering beds. But we do cribs and mattresses. We'll do baby monitors. I've done some minor alarm systems on some houses, because some of our kiddos are escaped artists. And a lot of baby gates. Just because safety first when it comes to where kiddos are at. But we really, again, just try to, we've got our Operation Santa on the Iowa side going on for Christmas, but we'll also sponsor all of our Illinois kids for Christmas too. So we really just kind of keep growing and filling in those needs. Everybody knows how hard it is right now. The economy is not good, and money is just not going as far as it used to. And the stipends for our foster families haven't increased. So we really want to fill in those gaps to make sure that, everybody's served. Foster families are doing the hard work. Being a foster parent is not for everybody, and it's really hard work. So we want to make sure that the finances and those little minor things aren't stopping them from fostering.
Wow, I know you said you have a full-time job that you do this, and this is, a secondary,
It's my second non-paid job.
I don't know how you get it all done. It's amazing. You do quite a bit. So, Liz, I want to thank you for coming up and talking to us about this today. I think it's very important to get the word out, and hopefully some of our viewers out there will be, pull on their heartstrings and
get
and
involved. If you can donate to us. You can talk about us. You can invite us to your church, community group, or employer. If you have any questions about becoming a foster parent, I would love, send me a message. I will get you connected so that you can become a foster parent, or at least learn more about it if that's something that you've thought about. We just, like I said, we've got a lot of kids out there that need us to get connected to them, and to advocate for them and love on them, and to get attached to them, because they need us right now. They're at one of their lowest points, and they need our love.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, well, thank you again.
Thank you very much for having me.
We also want to thank our viewers along with our production staff. Remember that the Radar Free Press is free, so we rely on likes, shares, subscriptions, and comments to keep us thriving. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, check out theradar.online.